Here we go. Okay, welcome everybody. Could you please mute yourself? That would be amazing. Maybe I could do it so everyone mutes as they come in. Welcome to the very first Vibe Live.
Let me unmute you. Sorry. Unmute yourself.
There we go.
There we
You
go.
got it. Awesome. Thanks, Stephen. So welcome to the very first Ollie Life and Vibe Life opportunity invitation. So we're super excited. Me and Stephen are going to do this one to start with, but of course, this is for everybody. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the very first opportunity call. First of all, I want to apologize because when I get super excited, I speak really fast. So if I start to do that, Stephen, make sure you tell me and I'll start to, dim it down a little bit. But secondly, if my accent is too much for the Americans, let me know as well, because I don't think it is, but sometimes people, when I speak fast, it's a bit harder. So let me know and I'll do
Yeah.
that. Okay,
Well,
so
sounds normal to me. I listen to everything on 2x.
oh, okay.
Like,
Good,
so
good. Because I do start to get excited, and then when I'm excited, things happen, and yeah. So this is all about wellness, frequency, and longevity. And of course, our team is about leading with frequency, integrity, and vision. Vision is one of my superpowers, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you, especially Stephen and Ricky and the team and Deborah and all of the people in the team that we've worked with before. So I'm excited to really share this to the world. So I'll get started and then Stephen and me are going to ad lib a little bit and see how we go for the first
yeah.
one, hey? So company profile, what we'll do is we'll start with the foundation. Again, this call is we're designing it to be short, sharp, and sweet. It's about the foundation information. Then you get back to the person that invited you and ask all the questions and see where you're at. Okay, so I hope that's really clear. So it is a Singapore-based wellness technology company founded in 2022 and it is ranked among the top 15 global MLMs as inspired by Olympian lifestyle, vitality, and longevity. And it has a global presence. Our branches in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia. Of course, it's expanding into USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Europe, South Korea. So, guys, I will let Stephen tell a little story about this, but my understanding is that it started sort of trying to go into the Western world a year or two ago, and it just wasn't quite the way that the Westerners do business, right? And then Van and Tuan, was it, that created Ollie Nation and then created the
Yeah.
systems? Is that right?
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. So someone told me about this a couple of years ago, but it was just all kind of a hot mess. How you paid, how the products would get, the everything in Chinese, and I just didn't really pay much attention to it. Um, and this time around, it's like we've got the shipping down and credit cards down, and Van and Tuan are our upline, but our upline who's also own their own network marketing companies and who get hired by network marketings to produce content and literature and systems. So we are good to go in the West. Their markets
Awesome.
here, so I'm very excited.
That is awesome. And it's already reached some massive milestones. Now, this might even be out of date because I got this from the two pager. But like you said, what made you excited, Stephen? Because I know when you said this to me, I was like, and you still kind of feel it's a little bit of a big milestone, but didn't they reach like $1 billion or something crazy in the second year? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what someone told me, and I kept on checking it and double checking it. Kept on, because I'm like, really, $1 billion in your second year? Because in 30 years, I'd never heard of this. And we'll go into this a bit later, but that milestone gives you some real phenomenal proof and insight of a couple key important things, and we're going to come back to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, $1 billion in their second year in business.
Yeah, it's growing so huge. I don't even know the numbers properly yet from the Shaken. If it sold 100,000 of the Galaxy of these ones, imagine how many Shaken they're going to sell. This is going to be huge, right? So it is fully patented, 167 global patents, including the P90 Galaxy. I'm sure there's a lot now, and it is certified, and it is a recognized a technology that is recognized and protected worldwide. So I think that's a really good foundation. The PEMF technology, I'm going to let you dive deeper into this, Stephen, because I think that you're more technical in this stuff. For me, I don't need to understand the science. I just need to know it works. I'm a very intuitive person, muscle test it. Okay, it works, great. Do I want to know all the NASA stuff? Not really. I just want to know it works. But so if you want to
Yeah.
go into this a little bit more,
Yeah, I'm kind of the bottom line guy myself. So, and Ricky made a comment. Yeah, they actually have thousands of patents. They have a huge number of Chinese patents and U.S. patents, and it's recognized as an FD by the FDA as a wellness product. But PMF technology, it just means pulse electromagnetic frequency, and understand that your body is electric, right? And so all we're doing is really establishing the proper electrical health of each individual cell. Healthy cells make healthy tissue, make healthy organs, make healthy systems, and that creates a healthy body. And this company started because the owner had massive back issues with a long-term health issue, went to Europe, got absolute life-changing results with PEMF technology, which has been around, but the devices are crazy expensive. And he's like, it changed his life. He's like, we got to be able to have this for other people as well. And so he went back and he failed 89 times. And the 90th time they figured it out. And that's why our, up to this point, most popular selling product is called the P90, because it represents that 90th time of finally getting it right. A incredibly effective PEMF technology for an extraordinarily reasonable price.
That's incredible. And you know what? That's such indicative to the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Like you try 90 times until you get it right, right? So keep going.
Yeah,
So I think
exactly.
that's really good. And of course, this is the original. So I'm going to go over just a couple of products. Again, we are very new to this particular business, but Stephen and Ricky and myself and quite a few of us have been around the frequency technology space for quite some years, way back in Healy days and then in the wands and everything else. So we do have some experience there, but it's only been like a month or something since we sort of jumped into this actual opportunity. So we will
Yeah.
share as much as we can on these products. The real test will be when you get it yourself and you start to use it every day as it is instructed. And I can't wait because some of them have come to me and some of them are still on the way. I live in the country, so it takes a bit of time. But this one is like an everyday energy charger. This is the original. Original product here of the P90. It is the PMF technology and it has so many different functions. But of course, I'll quickly get onto the next one, which is the P90 Plus. So for me, I'm one of them all or nothing kind of girl. So I just went straight for the plus. I don't have the P90 coming. I just went straight for the good one. Of course, beauty device. That makes sense for me to go, okay, I want to get this one. So I can't wait. This should be coming in at the end of this week or next week for me. But this one here has so many other advances plus everything that it had in the P90. Am I correct with that, guys? I know that you love your P90 Plus, Ricky, and have you got this one as well so far, Stephen?
Yeah, I've got my P90 Plus, amazing product. Has more features than the P90, and these two handheld things, you can use them while you're using your P90, or separately, right? Works great for spot treatment of different pain, or the one on the left there, that small one, people actually use it for beauty treatments for wrinkles. So
Yeah, I totally love mine. I mean, totally, totally love mine. The one that looks like a claw, I mean, that's my favorite. I used it on a bunch of people and they saw results. I had one woman that got out of she had numbness and tingling in her arm for 5 months, and I used it on her in 8 minutes, it was gone. I mean, I couldn't believe
yeah,
it. I was blown away.
That's incredible. I
yeah.
cannot wait for this. Cannot wait. I love that it says wider foot pad because it's kind of like coming into the Western world. I don't know why, but I think we got wider feet. So I like that. I like all of these things. I can't wait to get it. And it has the
So
EMS, the TENS, all of that.
one quick point on this.
Yeah.
Here's a very important thing to understand. They did $1 billion in business. When you see that, you go, okay, what was the business model? Well, the business model was people going, hey, Beck, you want to come over to my house and use this cool device and see what you think? Sure, right? Very easy to use. Just sit down. I'm going to push the button. 20 minutes later, you're done. Maybe have you watch a video while you're doing it, right? And so that produced $1 billion business. So one thing you have to understand is, number one, very easy to do. Number two, the product has to work, and has to work significantly and consistently, right?
Yeah.
Or else that's not the way you build $1 billion business, right? You have to educate people into submission to make sure they'll use the product for 90 days or whatever. It gets very complicated. if your product doesn't deliver dramatic results fairly quickly, like Ricky just said, is everyone going to get those results? Well, of course not. That'd be weird. But enough people to build a massive business very quickly, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's important. There's so many tools here, but I think it's important to know that when you're using frequency devices, it's like going to the gym. You use it consistently, and then actually it compounds. And over time, just
Yeah.
like going to the gym, it compounds with your fitness. Or complete opposite to that, eating a lot of junk food compounds with not going well with your body, right? So the same thing with your devices. Use it every day. Start to really, you be the testimony. Because things are going to change for your whole body when you start to use these every single day. So there are a lot of tools here, and I actually really love this. I got in because you said to me, Stephen, oh, look at this shaken, because I'd been approached by this as well. And I was like, yeah, the energy wasn't right. I don't know. I wasn't really ready. It wasn't the right timing, wasn't the right leadership, right? And then you come to me and I was like, well, I've had a few people reaching out to me, but if you're in and me and you are aligned with a lot of different things, I was like, yeah, okay, let's go. We checked, like did our muscle testing on the shaken, and that was the product that I said, oh, yeah, as a lady, I'd like to burn 1,000 calories a day and turn up here, plus all of the other things. But there is a lot of popular tools, a lot of popular devices that I started to find out after I jumped in with the Shaken. And that's, of course, these Galaxy G1 goggles. Totally good. You said a post the other day about chill, relaxing the nervous system.
Yeah.
How are you finding it so
Yeah,
far?
absolutely. Well, Tuan, our upline was not interested in this at all, and someone asked him if he wanted to use the goggles. He said no, but then he saw four of his friends use them, and all four friends fell asleep when they used it. So he used it, and it relaxed him so much that he also went to sleep. But my wife actually took a video of me the first time I used it snoring on the couch. So great for very tired eyes, all sorts of eye issues. But what it does, people don't realize how much your nervous system is connected to your eyesight.
Yeah.
And so, great device actually to use the eyes if you use the shaken or the foot thing at the same time. Great way to go. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
connecting all of that nervous system there. And of course the air purifier, which I do have, but it's in my lounge room, and I've just set it up like 48 hours ago, and I'm noticing a little bit of a difference, but I know Deborah had great results because she's in a house by herself. And I was kind of saying to Stephen, I've got like 3 dogs, 3 cats, a million kids coming in and out. So I'm noticing, but maybe not as
yeah,
quickly as others. I just like the fact that I've got it there to be able to, put all of
yeah,
that good ions into the field and also would get all of the nasties out of the air, because unfortunately, even though I live in the country, we still get so much stuff, right? This is what
yeah,
I was super excited about. There is a lot of different products, but the two other ones that we are really, I suppose that's really jumping out to us is the shaken massager, of course, and that you get the Ollie watch with that, and the wand. And do you want to go a little bit on about those things? Because you just got yours today. Have you got yours on, or who's using it first?
No, well, I'll tell you a funny story. I would be using it right now, but I had a conversation with my upline who got hers yesterday. I won't tell you who in my upline it is, but they got such dramatic results in one day that I refuse to even use it until I get a cloth tape measure to take measurements. So
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
it was that dramatic. She showed me pictures, tape measure, everything. I was like, holy crap. And one day, the kind of results where you're like, okay, I'm not sharing that. Why? Because people won't believe it.
Yeah.
Right. So really quickly, the shaken massager, here's what I will say. Your intuition is the first thing that will tell you that there's a solution before you intellectually analyze it, right? And so, side note, that's one reason it's very important to stay free of unforgiveness and bitterness and all these different things because it clogs your intuition. Well, um, one of my friends sent me this picture and he was wearing this thing, and my intuition, all the alarm bells went ding, 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 ding. I go, David, what is that thing? And he starts telling me about it. And I was like muscle testing. I'm like, holy crap, I think that's going to be crazy. And in fact, even right then, he's like, oh, yeah, I let a woman use it once. And all of a sudden, dramatic changes for her and changes in her relationship with food and sleep and stomach issues. And 5 days later, her son, his gluten intolerance is better. And one thing I told him, I go, David, this is going to do so much more than just help people lose inches because so much of your health is in your gut. I mean, 70% of your immune system is in your gut. And here's what I told him. My friend, his life has been trashed by his ADD. Okay. I said, David, you're gonna find that this changes your emotional health. Sure enough, a week later he calls me, he goes, you're right. He goes, my brain isn't looping as much anymore, and I've got space. Right. So we're going to see dramatic results with this. It's easy to sell on like, hey, burn up to 1,000 calories in 2 20-minute sessions and lose inches. And people are like, here's my credit card.
Yeah.
But long term, the benefits of this are going to be much more significant. Because, as I say, like death begins in the colon. All this gut health stuff is massively, massively important. So that's kind of the most viral thing. Now, here's the interesting thing. The P90 grew $1 billion business their second year. Everyone with experience with what that product did, who also has experience with this shaken, you know what they say? They go, this will be more viral.
Yeah.
This is going to go more viral. Now, for one reason, one thing I want you to understand about this and about selling things is everyone is fundamentally lazy. Okay. Just that's the way it is. Right. Um, the easier something is to incorporate into your life, the more likely people are going to use it. Okay. This device, you can walk around while you're doing your whole, whatever you're doing with life. Just wear it. My friend David, he goes, yeah, he goes, I was wearing it under my jacket at church. No one knew. And someone started asking me about it. And I pull up my jacket. I go, well, here, I'm wearing it right now. So, so you can just very easy, like it doesn't take, like I walk around the house doing dishes, cleaning the house while using the device. 20 minutes on front, 20 minutes on back, you're good to go. So that's that device. The OliLife Vitality Wand, this wand primarily is pushing terahertz frequency about a foot through your body. Terahertz frequency is the frequency of healthy cells. It also has PEMF. I will just say this. I sold from another company something like this. I sold, Ricky and I, we sold millions of dollars worth of those products. That device right there for $600 is better quality than a device we sold for $4,500.
Wow.
Right. So when you have a research facility in Sweden, you make all the core PEMF and terahertz components are made in Germany, and you assemble it in your own factory. One thing you can do is you can control the quality. You can control quality control. You can pivot very quickly. You can always improve it, improve it, improve it, and that's what we're seeing. So
That's incredible. And it comes with a stand, that wand as well, right?
absolutely, it comes with a stand. It's a digital display. It when you turn it off, if anyone has any experience with these devices, when you turn that one off, it has a Dyson brushless motor because Dyson has the best quality in the world. So that's what we use. So this Dyson brushless motor, when you turn it off, you'll notice it reverses the fan direction and will suck air back into the device to cool it. That's to help it last longer.
That's incredible. I can't wait. Can't wait for that one as well. So the other thing that caught my attention, because me and you and quite a few of us are networkers, and we've earned incomes, very good incomes networking. But I want a company that's always innovating, that's always bringing out new things, and that's always thinking about what can we do next? How can we improve? And so when someone said to me, actually, they're getting a water machine, a device that is going to do some incredible things coming out soon as well, I was like, whoa, I don't know about you, but I've spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on good water machines in my past, and I cannot wait for this new technology. Now, what I did was a little bit of a faux pas. I did put a lot of information on this slide, and the reason I did that is because we're still learning about it, but to know what this water device is going to do, it literally says it here. So there's a 6-layer purification system. It's going to do all of these things. It's going to have activated carbon, all of these minerals. It's going to take out all of the stuff that's bad. It removes the bacteria, viruses, heavy metals, chlorine, harmful, contaminants, and then it's going to put all the good stuff back in. Okay. And the reason I wanted to share this with you, because I'm still getting my head around this and I can't wait. And if I read correctly, Ricky said that there is going to be two different water machine devices, one at the $1,500 USD mark, one at the $2,500 USD mark. I spent, I think, $6,000 USD on my water device. So I think that having that price point being so much less and having all of these amazing things, I also believe I did read that it's like got a cold water and a hot water area, if I've got that right. There's going to be so many things on this
Oh, okay.
particular
Can I
one.
just add something?
Yeah, of course.
And hydrogen.
And
Yeah, and
hydrogen, yeah.
hydrogen too. But the super
Yeah.
cool thing about this is that this is going to sync to your Ollie watch, right?
Okay.
So, and your Ollie watch is going to read your stats, and your Ollie watch is going to determine what kind of minerals you're deficient in, and it's going to tell the machine to add those minerals back into your water. It's going to be
Wow.
totally customized water for each individual based on your blood pressure, your heart rate, and all that stuff. That's mind blowing. I mean, this would where this company's going, AI connection. I mean, it's crazy.
So
It's
here's
crazy.
one thing to understand with the water device and the air device, what they're doing is taking technology to mimic the best possible scenario in nature. So the air device is called Bama because it's named after an area in China where they have a huge amount of people living over 100, right? Because the air has a certain quality there. Now, if you're near a really cranking waterfall, you have about 500,000 ions per cubic centimeter. That Bama device puts out 200 million, right? Dramatically different. So, for example, that area has dramatically different health outcomes for all sorts of disease states. And when they had this big SARS respiratory virus going on, there was not one single case of that in that area with this device. So then the water purifier is like specifically mimicking a very specific type of Arctic water that's supposed to be incredibly good for you. So
Yeah, that's crazy. There is a lot of questions, and what we're going to do is we're going to answer all those at the end. So please put them in there so we don't forget them. So that's another thing that I was super excited about. They're bringing out, and that's just what we know is coming out. We know there's more things. There's more things to come. They're always improving. They're always bringing out new stuff, and it's just really exciting. I love that. I love that about this company so far, and it's only been less than a month, something like that. So, guys, there is a way to get started. This is you can be a customer, or you can actually be a promoter, affiliate, whatever you like to call yourself here. And the way to get started is that there is only a one-time purchase if you decide, right? You can purchase one product. Entry tiers now, a suggested minimum is $1,000, but there is products that are 500. The reason we suggest that is duplication, right? So when you duplicate that down the line, it's just much easier to be able to share the compensation plan and easier to create the income that people desire in networking. But I also love that there's no monthly auto ship. So we're going to quickly go over the compensation plan. I mean, really skim. This is something that you want to dive deep into with the person that invited you. So make sure you get back to them. So I'm going to go over really quickly, and you can help to bring some information into this. But I love that it's join once and earn for life. You can get team bonuses and fast start bonuses, which are called performance bonuses. So you can earn from each person that you place within the leg. There's only 2 legs. It's a binary matching bonuses to infinity, if I've got that right. Let's see, first time, so we'll see how this works. There's also a global pool participation, so you can actually get a share of that by having just 14 people or $10,000 left and right, which I've already achieved, and so have you, Stephen. And I think if I'm right, Rick achieved the second rank in like 3 weeks. He's a superstar. And you only need to maintain eligibility, 1 direct recruit per year. So I just love all of these. The volume is never flushed. Okay. So is there anything you want to add to that, Stephen? Because I'm not a compensation expert, but if we don't want to go too deep, but what are the main things that really stood out for you in here?
that you can make money very quickly, and a binary lends itself very, very well to being to first mover's advantage when something new is coming into your market. A binary is incredibly powerful. There are some aspects of this binary which I won't go into that are designed to offset some inherent negative aspects of the binary. But yeah, love this. Love how much I've made. in the first month. Awesome. You've got over 218 people have made $1 million since they started the business.
Yeah.
So lots of money to be made. But again, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't want to tell anybody about it, awesome. We never try and talk people who want to be customers into being business builders. That'd be weird and rude. We love customers, right? But if you want to end up building a business, it's not a complicated thing to do. You don't have
Yeah.
to do Zooms like this. You can have your device and invite your friends over and go, hey, send them a picture. Go, hey, do you want to come over to my house and try this crazy thing? And they're like, sure.
You're going to
Do
book out
that.
really
See what
quick.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just want to make sure we have just started our new testimonial group. So if you don't know about this, get back to the person that invited you to the call or the replay, jump on into this group and get tagged in some of those incredible stories. It's very new. I'm sure it's going to grow really quickly. So to wrap this up, and for those that are live, stay on and we will answer all of your questions. We've got some experts on the call, and that not being me, that's being Stephen and Ricky and whoever else is on here. But what we will do is I would like to say to you, usually when you see something like this, you're a 1, 2, or 3. 1 is like, okay, I'm here. I see it. I'm ready to join, right? Get back to the person and say, I'm a number 1. Where do I sign up? Right? So simple. Or 2, I'm really interested in joining, but I have some questions. That's absolutely okay. 3, I would love to be just a customer first. I would love to just experience the products. Get back to that person and let them know, are you a 1, 2, or 3? And they can then put you in the right channels, the right groups, the right chats to be able to answer all of those for you. So I'm going to stop the recording. I want to say thank you to everyone who jumped on the very first one. I'm sure we will improve and grow from here. If you have any questions, make sure that you get back to the person that invited you. And yeah, we will then answer all these questions for you.